Hands. Don't reach for any weapon. I ain't got no weapons. Put your hands on my hood.
When 18-year-old Anthony Petersek disappeared, no one expected the search to lead to a house of horrors, clear signs of violence, but no trace of Anthony.
You're going to have to tell us the truth to keep yourself out of trouble.
I'm not in any trouble.
All right, Justin. You're this close to going to jail.
Oh, my
Because you've lied to us. Oh, quit crying. You should be wanting to sing like a bird.
I don't know, man.
The search led detectives down a trail of lies, straight to a family hiding dark secrets and even darker motives.
I told y'all I lied.
Don't lie to me. I don't want to hear it. This is silly.
In September 2017, Anthony Petersek vanished without a trace. But his disappearance wasn't the beginning of this chilling case. It all started with a single message. An anonymous tipster reached out to Tulsa Crime Stoppers, reporting a homicide related to Anthony Petersek. Police quickly responded, and their homicide unit treated the information with urgency, knowing every second was crucial to uncover the truth.
The suspects beat Anthony to death. Tipster stated the suspects dismembered the body and nobody knows about the crime.
Man.
The report pointed to homicide, but there was no sign of Anthony, no body, no evidence to confirm if the anonymous tip held any truth. In fact, he'd been missing for days. The detectives began searching for his whereabouts and gather any available information that could shed light on the case.
I got the address.
That's where Mom lives.
Go see what she knows.
To uncover the truth, detectives proceeded to Anthony's last known address, his mother's residence. Their primary objective was to determine whether this was truly a homicide case, but the real fear remained. Anthony was either barely holding on or already gone.
Try to get a little more information on what's going on to see if there's any validity to this tip. You never know. Sometimes these are nothing and sometimes they're pretty crazy. Hopefully this will be a nothing.
The police arrived at Anthony's mother's residence, hoping to uncover vital information about his last known whereabouts. Anthony had now been missing for 6 days. As she spoke, her statement revealed something unsettling. Not enough to confirm foul play, but just enough to give detectives a critical lead they couldn't ignore.
Detective Kennedy.
Did you find him?
We're here to talk and see if you can help us.
Come in. The 21st is when everyone has not heard from him.
Is Anthony a girlfriend?
It says a baby mother, Ashley Peel. She thought he was with me this whole time.
But he comes home every day.
Yeah, his room is untouched.
Why would he be missing like this? Is there somebody that's mad at him over money or drugs?
No.
She revealed that Anthony was expecting a baby with his girlfriend, Ashley Peel, a detail that could be significant. When detectives asked if he had any conflicts or disputes with anyone, her response rang alarms of suspicion. She mentioned that her access card had recently gone missing, and she suspected that Carl Crabb, her neighbor, had stolen it. Shockingly, she revealed that the last time she saw Anthony, he was heading to Carl's residence to confront him about the stolen access card. That was the last time his mother saw him. He never returned home thereafter. Carl quickly became the prime suspect as detectives uncovered a series of unsettling details. Anthony had vanished without a trace after heading to Carl's residence, and the timing was too coincidental to ignore. As investigators dug deeper, they discovered Carl had multiple outstanding warrants, raising even more red flags. Just as suspicion reached a boiling point, Anthony's mother called with new information.
Is this Officer Calhoun?
Yeah.
Carl and Carl's girlfriend been walking past my house 3 times now. He's walking through all nonchalant like nothing can happen to nobody.
Okay, well, we don't know 100% what happened. We're working on it.
I got you. Thank you.
The police wasted no time tracking down Carl, knowing they couldn't risk giving him a chance to flee. With mounting suspicion and a critical lead in hand, officers moved in swiftly to take him into custody for interrogation, determined to uncover the truth before it was too late.
You just walk past me. Let's go get him. I'm going to drop the hashtag here and chase if you want to go on.
Copy. Hands. Don't reach for any weapon. I ain't got no weapons. Put your hands on my hood. Do you have any guns on you?
No, sir, I do not.
If you tell the truth, then we can work something out.
All right.
If not, then you can get in a lot of trouble. We're going to go downtown.
Carl was immediately taken into custody for interrogation, as detectives pressed to uncover the truth behind Anthony's disappearance.
Do you have any idea of why you were down here?
Because there's a rumor going around that a boy named Anthony was missing. Going around time looking around for Anthony. He's a good kid.
Do you think Anthony's dead?
Sir, I don't know. I have not seen nothing.
Detective Brown asked you a question about whether you think he's dead or not. It's a question of either he's dead or he's not. What do you think? And the response was non-committal. Well, it was, I really don't know.
I ain't seen him.
I haven't seen him. My fear is that the part that you're not telling us is the part that involves you.
Okay, sir. I had nothing to do with what happened to Anthony.
Okay, well, what's the deal with Tara's food stamp card?
Carl claimed that Anthony had left the benefit card at his house, but detectives weren't convinced. They pressed him further, sensing there was more to the story.
I actually found that in the couch where Anthony was sitting. I took the food stamp card and back to Anthony's mother. Carl, be true.
Just tell the whole story.
Oh, I'm gonna tell the whole story, sir.
Everything.
All right,
Even stuff that may not sound good about you.
Okay,
Put it out there.
I'm not involved in this, and I promise that, but Anthony just has a lot of problems.
Carl revealed a crucial detail. Anthony and Ashley had been having relationship troubles. This new information gave detectives another angle to investigate, raising more suspicion about what really happened.
Ashley's put hands on him quite a bit. Last week, I seen her driving down the street, and she was trying to run him over.
Carl claimed that everything he knew came from Ashley's cousin, Justin Peel. This added another layer to the investigation, prompting detectives to question whether Justin held key information or was hiding something himself.
What's the rumors you've heard?
Anthony was over there beating on Ashley. So Ashley somehow got a hold of her dad, and he came over there.
So does Ashley know what happened to Anthony?
She has to.
Carl's interrogation cast doubt on everything Ashley had said, deepening their suspicions about her. But first, they needed to confirm with Anthony's mother if she had gotten the benefits card back. What she revealed next turned this case into a web of clashing claims.
So you got your card back?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's like Anthony should have brought these back. Why are you bringing them back?
What did he say?
He didn't say nothing. Something was wrong. He just told him. I just was hoping Anthony would have just showed up. You know,
Okay, like I said, we're working on it right now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Since one of Carl's claims checked out, detectives began considering his side of the story. With this new lead, they shifted their focus to finding Ashley, determined to uncover her role in Anthony's disappearance. When detectives arrived at Ashley's residence, she was nowhere to be found, but a neighbor came forward with unexpected information, details that not only confirmed Carl's claims of violence between Anthony and Ashley, but hinted at something incriminating.
Police, is everybody okay?
Which mail's in there? A lot?
No, yeah, there's a little bit. When was the last time you saw somebody?
I want to say 3 or 4 days ago.
When the what happened?
There was a fight happen over there.
Not a fight.
I hear the front door get kicked in, and somebody got thrown out that window right there.
Thrown out the window?
Yeah. No, boy, got his ass whipped.
He got thrown out the window? You saw a picture of him? Could you identify him?
Yeah. That was the one. Her dad, he was here with the 2 boys. They hog tied him, thrown him in the back of the pickup.
Okay. What kind of truck?
It was a Ford F-150. Red.
The 2 boys have never seen him before?
Never seen him in my life. They're tall and lanky, looked like they did met.
The girl lives here. Father was there though, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.
After hearing this alarming account, detectives headed straight to Ashley's father's house, hoping to uncover any trace of Anthony.
Go to the police! Come to the front!
Inside the house, detectives found Ashley, her father, Durrell Peel, and 2 men, Justin Peel and Tracy Price, but no sign of Anthony. The absence was suspicious, but detectives were certain that this case could take a darker turn. With no leads found inside the house, a team was sent to search Ashley's residence, while all 4 individuals were taken to the homicide department for interrogation. Investigators were determined to break the silence and uncover the truth.
Ashley, I'm Sergeant Walker. We're here to talk about Anthony.
Yes.
And hopefully Anthony walks through the door and says, here I am.
Yes. No, I love Anthony. I'm pregnant with this child.
Do you know what happened to Anthony?
No. I don't know anything.
Was there any problems with you and Anthony?
Yeah, we used to fight a lot. An argument, and it turned into him, like, scuffling with me. I ran out to get away from there.
Did your dad know that he had
My dad,
issues?
yes,
and
my dad was really
abusive?
upset for him abusing me.
He hadn't been at your address in a while.
Yeah.
The detectives wasted no time and started interviewing Ashley for the information she had. Then a chilling report came from the search team at Ashley's house, evidence that pointed to something far more sinister than just a fight. What they uncovered wasn't just shocking, it hinted at a gruesome truth that no one had imagined.
Take a look at this. Blood on the floor, blood on the wall.
Hello?
There's definitely blood in this room. It looks like there's blood smeared all over the walls.
Thank you.
The detectives then decided to confront Ashley for the same.
Have you lied to me? There's evidence that somebody got beat up in the front room, and you have to tell me the truth. I'm talking about whoever would stand up for you at your house where Anthony was beaten.
There's no one that would hurt him. For me.
We're going to find out what happened to Anthony.
I want you to find out.
Ashley insisted that she loved Anthony too much to ever harm him and claimed to have no knowledge of what happened to him. Her emotions seemed genuine, but detectives knew better. Appearances could be deceiving, and they weren't ruling anything out just yet. They hence decided to approach Justin, as he was the one who had carried the message forward to Carl.
Justin, do you know Ashley's boyfriend?
Anthony.
We've been told that Anthony's missing, and you have information on that.
As far as I know, if he's still in the neighborhood.
Let me throw this at you. Ashley calls Dad, Daryl, and tells her Daryl that Anthony's doing whatever Anthony's doing. Daryl goes to Ashley's house. Wild rumor is you know something about that.
No, I don't know anything about that.
We have crime scene detectives right now at Ashley in his house, processing it for evidence. Something happened in there.
I don't know what happened.
That's bull. What the happened to Anthony?
Justin began revealing a series of incriminating details that aligned with the story, but lacked enough clarity to satisfy investigators. What Justin revealed next shook the detectives to their core.
All I know is we got a phone call, and Anthony was beating the shit out of Ashley. Daryl was saying, go, hurry, hurry, hurry.
He said that Daryl had advised Justin and Tracy to help Ashley, and they had visited her residence.
I drove him over there. Tracy hops out on the street, and Ashley's outside half naked.
Justin claimed that Tracy had stayed behind while Ashley had fled. Detectives knew they could get closer to the truth and ask the final, most crucial question: where was Anthony?
And I drove back around to my house. I get out the truck, and Daryl gets in, and I stayed there. I haven't heard anything from besides him running for his life. Everybody got the dog stomped out of him.
Where'd you hear that from?
From Tracy. I'm guessing. And supposedly Anthony's hurt or gone somewhere else. I don't know.
Justin, the problem is you need to finish the story. Put it all out there. Telling a half a truth is still telling a lie.
That's all I know.
Justin's stories seemed to fit together, but detectives knew the real answers lay with Ashley. She was the central figure in all of this, and the reason why they all were under investigation. Now it was time to hear the truth from her.
Ashley,
Yes.
how did it make you feel when you were lying about this?
I didn't lie.
You made a phone call that you lied about.
You didn't ask me about a phone call.
You're going to have to tell us the truth to keep yourself out of trouble.
I'm not in any trouble.
I want to disagree with you on that.
I told y'all a lie.
Don't lie to me. I don't want to hear it.
This is silly.
He's already done. And when I walk out, I'm not coming back. And you got people here telling us that some bad things happened to Anthony. We have a good idea Anthony's dead, and you do too.
Can't be. No.
Well,
It can't be.
that he's very unaccounted for. He may be your father. I get it.
My dad didn't do anything.
Okay, then just tell me what happened that day. When Anthony came over to your house.
I was like, you gotta go, and then he got mad at me. He just said that he's not gonna let me leave. And then he grabbed me.
Okay.
So I pulled my phone out and I said, please, are you home?
You called your dad?
Yes. And I'm straight back here yelling. And I got outside.
Well, tell me who showed up.
It was Justin.
And who was with him?
Tracy.
Did you see Tracy get out of the truck? I know
Jumped out the back.
You. Tracy. What did he do?
Was trying to get in my front door.
Ashley stated that she and Tracy returned to her father's house that night and didn't see her father or Justin until the next day. However, her account created a gap in the timeline, one that detectives were determined to close.
Have you ever asked you what happened?
Justin told me that Anthony wouldn't mess with me no more. I figured they just scared him off.
Ashley explained that she'd driven away after the incident and seemed to share everything she knew. However, they still found it difficult to fully believe her. Whether Anthony was even alive or where he might be remained unclear. But even before addressing the question of Anthony's survival, there were still numerous unanswered questions lingering.
Now with her statement, we know that Ashley and Justin saw Tracy there, but neither one of them will admit they know what happened to Anthony.
Through a brief investigation, the police also discovered that Tracy Price had prior convictions for burglary and auto theft. Armed with this information, along with what they'd learned from Ashley, they proceeded to question Tracy.
Do you have any idea of why you were down here? Last week, Anthony kind of beat up on Ashley. Did Daryl tell you somebody's jumping on Ashley? Can you go help her?
No, I just tried to stay away from them.
Would you have gotten in a truck with Justin and gone over there?
I don't think so.
Tracy, that was a yes or no question. We know he drove you over there. You know he did drive you over there.
Here, put your sleeves up for me for just a second. Tracy, people are accusing you of...
I've accused my whole life of everything, so...
You ever stop and listen?
I'm listening.
During the interrogation, Tracy maintained a tough demeanor from the very beginning. He immediately denied any involvement, showing little to no emotion on his face throughout the questioning.
Anthony is missing, and it's been confirmed that you were one of the last few people to have seen him.
I had nothing to do with nothing, so I just wait and talk to a lawyer then.
If that's the case, good luck to you, sir.
The police were able to gather little to no useful information from Tracy. As a result, they shifted their focus to the main person of interest, Ashley's father, Gerald Peel.
Gerald Peel, why do you believe you're down here?
My daughter's future baby daddy's Anthony. I guess he's missing.
What can you tell me about this whole mess?
Probably starts back a week ago. She called and said that Anthony was there and that she was needing some help because apparently he was hurting her.
Yeah.
I hollered outside for anybody to help her.
Who went over there to help?
Tracy went over there to help her.
Did you go over?
I went over there afterwards and Ashley was, crying and upset and told her she needed to leave. Went in the house. Then he noticed her. I was mad because he was still there. Fight broke out.
Fight broke out with who?
With Anthony and Tracy.
Then what happens?
Then Anthony bails out that front room window.
So far, it seemed like Gerald had been sharing more of the truth compared to Tracy. He told detectives about a fight that had broken out, explaining that Anthony had jumped through a window and attempted to climb the neighbor's fence, but Tracy had caught him.
I would assume he probably got a few punches.
I'm sure.
Including from yourself.
No, I didn't get put no hands on him at all.
So Tracy's got him, then what happened?
I told Tracy, we take him to the police department. We put him in the back of the truck and we drove off. I wasn't going very fast. By the time I stopped at the corner, he played out of the truck and he got away from us. I tried to turn around and catch up with him, but the little cat's fast.
When Gerald mentioned that Anthony had gotten away from the truck, it struck a chord with the detectives. Something felt off. But they weren't done yet. They were about to present him with something that would unravel the truth.
Daryl, what if I told you that somebody saw you guys hog time and throw him in the back of the truck?
He wouldn't hog time that I know of.
But furthermore, there's neighbors that said you plus two other guys.
There's another pillar there. He might even help Tracy load him up in the back of the truck. I ain't gonna put no names on it.
If it's another fella that could corroborate your story that Anthony jumped out of the back of the truck, would you not see that important to give us that old boy's name?
But he left just right before all that.
Well, but he could still help validate your story.
I'm not gonna give you this guy's name.
The detectives had now discovered that there was indeed a third person involved. The smart move for Gerald would have been to bring this third guy in to back up his version of events, but he refused to reveal his name. This could mean many things. One possibility being that Tracy and Durrell had made up a story between themselves, leaving the third guy in the dark. If brought in, he might end up revealing the whole truth. With this new information, the detectives decided to circle back and question Justin, who was the most vulnerable and in a highly emotional state.
All right, Justin. You're this close to going to jail.
Oh, my.
Because you've lied to us. Oh, quit crying. You should be wanting to sing like a bird.
I told you my uncle and that dude Tracy Price did something. I don't know what they did.
What you failed to mention to us was the third guy. The other guy that was with them. What is that guy's name?
I don't know, man.
To keep yourself out of the middle of this, you got to tell it all.
Since Justin was already visibly shaken, the police knew they only needed to apply a bit more pressure to get the truth out of him. Just as they anticipated, he cracked. Justin admitted to detectives that he didn't know the third person's name, but he did know the name of that man's girlfriend.
Her name's Tana, and I don't know her last name.
You know where she lives at?
No.
They had the girlfriend's name, but now Durrell needed to be transported to jail to face kidnapping charges. The detective made one last attempt to convince him to reveal the third guy's name. Just as it seemed Durrell was about to shut down, he finally spoke.
Help me prove your story is correct, where he jumps out of the back of the truck.
He wasn't really involved in it.
It's a Wesley White.
Through their investigation, they discovered that 41-year-old Wesley White had prior convictions for false impersonation and indecent exposure. Not only that, but a quick glance at his Facebook page revealed even more unsettling information about him.
His Facebook page.
He's all sleeved out.
I think he's white pride. So he's a white supremacist.
They now had all the information they needed, the potential people involved, details about what happened before Anthony disappeared, and a blood-splattered room. Yet there was still no sign of Anthony. With everything laid out, they decided to have one final conversation with Durrell, hoping to get the answers they needed about Anthony's whereabouts.
Durrell, if things got out of hand, an accident happened, something that led to something a lot different than what you intended, that's what this conversation is going to be about. Is this the Wes you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, and who tied him up?
Wes.
Durrell told the police that Wesley was the one who had helped tie Anthony up and put him in the trunk of the car and left the place.
So then tell me who leaves with the truck with Anthony in the back?
I did. Tracy.
At this time, is Anthony alive?
Yeah.
This is the important part. Where did you ask him?
Oh, man.
I have to find him. I'm hoping he's alive. Because I can show the DA. Durrell is a dad that went to go defend his daughter, but some just happened.
Durrell knew he couldn't keep up with his lies, but the question was whether he would stay silent or finally tell the truth. Just when the detectives thought they'd hit a dead end with him, Durrell did the unthinkable, something that would change the course of the investigation entirely.
Tracy, I'm going to tell him where it's at. You hear me? Tracy. Just I'm going to have to hear him tell me that he hears me, or I'd tell y'all.
Bring me in.
Tracy, I'm going to have to tell him. We're going to jail. You hear me? I took him to the garage place.
Durrell finally revealed to them that they had taken Anthony to a property.
All right, Tracy, you go there now.
It's like this right here.
There you go.
Sorry, Trey.
Durrell not only revealed Anthony's whereabouts, but also drew a detailed map pointing to the exact location. He told investigators that Anthony had been left in a field near a river on the 2000 block of North Yale Avenue.
You dropped him off.
He was alive.
Did you have any parts for him?
Told you not to mess with my daughter anymore. And then I left.
Was Tracy still at this location when you left in your truck?
Yes.
Next time you saw Tracy, did you say if he left him there? Pushed him in the water? I need to know.
I don't know, though. He didn't tell me that part.
All right, sit tight.
Durrell claimed that Anthony was still alive when they left him. Acting quickly, the police secured the riverbanks in the area and even arranged for helicopters to fly over the water, searching for any trace of him.
This is where Darryl describes himself parking.
Detectives arrived at the area and began searching the fields, torchlights in hand, scanning carefully for any sign of him.
Here.
There he is.
Is he dead?
He's clearly deceased. He's still all good.
Wow.
After being missing for 6 days, 18-year-old Anthony Peterzek was finally found at 2 a.m. on September 28, 2017. His lifeless, dismembered body lay abandoned in a field about 3 miles from Ashley's home. Left alone in the darkness, his final moments remain a haunting mystery.
I don't think Tracy could have dragged Anthony out here by himself. Daryl's probably not much help walking around on that cane. There's a chance the third guy, Wesley, was out here helping, though.
Tracy and Daryl were arrested swiftly and faced charges of kidnapping and murder, but the case was far from over. There was still one more person who might have played a role in this, Wesley White. To confirm whether Wesley White was truly involved, police spoke to Ashley's neighbor, who claimed to have seen them that night. They suspected Wesley had played a role, but they needed solid proof.
Hey, you can hop in, man. Go, I'm gonna show you an up of maybe one of the guys who was beating the victim, okay? You don't feel pressure to pick anyone.
Yeah.
Take your time.
And I didn't get a real good look at their face.
Okay.
I can't say without 100%.
Okay. Appreciate it, man.
Oh, it ain't a problem.
The neighbor's inability to identify him was a setback. They needed to place Wesley White at the scene. However, not all doors were closed. There was still one lead to follow.
The only thing we know about Wesley is he's got a girlfriend named Tana. We don't know who Tana is, so we have to get her identified. You run Wesley. Wesley's only got 2 associates, and neither one of them have an associate named Tana. So we're going to see what we can do to find her and see what Tana can tell us.
For 2 months, police found no trace of Tana. No records, no leads, nothing. But then a tip changed everything. Not only did they learn her whereabouts, but rumors suggested she might know exactly what had happened.
Tana? Wesley, is he your boyfriend?
No. Wesley was a good friend of mine. Wesley was beat me up here just the other day.
Okay. Who's that guy?
That's Daryl Ray.
You know why Daryl's in trouble.
Yeah. Before I went to work that day, I dropped Wesley off at Daryl Ray's.
Tana claimed that she was the one who dropped Wesley off at Daryl's place on the day after he went missing. If this was true, this could directly tie Wesley to the case, exactly what investigators needed.
Come back, pick him up. Wesley was all shook up. I took Wesley and rented a motel room for him because he didn't want to be at home. Tracy and Daryl show up at the hotel, and they're all talking. And that's whenever I found out about Anthony.
What are they talking about?
It's horrible. Tracy said he prayed with him. Sick. I guess they had a backhoe or something. They took a scoop of stuff and dumped it on him. From what I understand, he was alive whenever he dumped it on him.
You say they. You think somebody other than Tracy?
Well, if they were all 3 there, they're all three guilty of something. That he drowned in mud, probably.
Well, yeah, Anthony's dead.
That ain't right.
Well, I'll agree with you. It ain't right.
Wesley, tomato's crazy.
Not done with Wesley. Wesley will get his day just the same as everybody else.
2 weeks later, Wesley White was also arrested for the murder of Anthony, bringing investigators one step closer to uncovering the whole truth. On December 6, 2018, Tracy stood before the court as the verdict was read, guilty of first-degree murder. As part of his testimony, he revealed the horrifying details of Anthony's final moments. He told prosecutors that Gerald claimed his daughter was in trouble. That's why they went after Anthony, cornering him against a fence, hog-tying his wrists, ankles, and neck. A pillowcase was thrown over his head before they drove him to Gerald's home. There, they partially buried him and walked away. Prosecutors described Anthony's suffering. The way he was restrained meant any attempt to move would tighten the noose around his neck. A medical examiner testified that his death by asphyxia would have taken at least hours. And when it was over, Tracy allegedly uttered just 4 words, "It's taken care of." The jury had heard enough, and in the end, justice took its course. On December 21st, 2018, Tracy Price was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Wesley pleaded guilty to kidnapping and was sentenced to 8 years behind bars. Daryl pleaded guilty to first-degree manslaughter and received 12 years. Ashley and Justin were not charged in connection with Anthony's murder. Yet despite everything, the alleged motive remained unproven.
Daryl, in his mind, did the right thing by taking up for his daughter. Yeah, I understand why he did it, but you just can't do it.
While claims involving Daryl's daughter were acknowledged, no evidence ever confirmed that Anthony had harmed her. His mother, however, had a different story to tell.
I'm just going to keep defending Anthony and everything he is, and he always will, because he is good. That's the breath I'm going to, give to is for my son.
She claimed it was Daryl and Ashley who bullied Anthony and that he was the one being abused. But now, the whole truth may never be known.
The pain is so overwhelming. My precious son. I'll never be the same after what I heard. Look what they did to him. He was barely 18. What was taken from me was my everything.
What is clear, however, is that this tragedy could have been handled differently. Instead of turning to violence, seeking help from the authorities might have prevented the devastating outcome. Now all that remains is regret and pain, especially for Anthony's mother, who is left mourning a son she will never see again. Justice was served. Our hearts go out to Anthony's family. May they one day find peace.